welcome back to my channel for another video. So jumping right into this really dark neon green look, I'm going to start with filled in brows, and then I'm going to prime my eyelids with Too Faced's Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer and blend it out with a beauty blender. And then setting that with my favorite Hourglass translucent powder. So I know I'm a little bit late on the bandwagon here, but I had just gotten my hands on the Morphe and James Charles Unleash Your Inner Artist palette, and that is what I decided to use for this look. The first shade I used was Bee, like Bumblebee, and it's a really vibrant, rich yellow shade. And what I did with that is I very lightly ran it through the crease and the outer V of my eyes. B was followed by Social Blade, which is kind of like a dulled down lime color, and I put that right underneath where I placed B in a more concentrated manner so that it creates a really nice fade. And for both of those shades, I used a Morphe M433 brush. As the third shade, I'm using Daddy, which is a pure green, almost forest green color, and you guessed it, a little bit more tighter and a little bit more lower than the previous shades, again to create a nice gradation. Using Inglot's gel eyeliner in number 77, which is a beautiful, almost obsidian black color. I'm using a fluffy brush. This one is from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm applying the gel to my entire eyelid, and I'm not taking it up all the way into the crease because that's going to be too harsh in the final product. Next, I went in with the black shade from the palette called Spooky, and I'm using that to mattify the gel to set it in place so that it doesn't smudge or transfer up to my crease. I used the flat dense side of the same Anastasia brush to apply the black shadow, and I used the fluffy side that I originally used to apply the gel to kind of blend it out and make it really hazy. Now that most of the top of the eye is done, we can move on to the face. For this look, I used a very moisturizing primer. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. As you can see, a little bit goes a long way. You don't want to overdo it with this one or else you will become a greasy mess. Trust me. For foundation today, I decided to try out a little sample of the Dior Forever Skin Glow Radiant Foundation in the shade 4WO for Warm Olive. clearly, judging from how much I used, again, this is one of those products where a little bit goes a long way and you can get a very nice finish. For being a full coverage foundation, it has a very refreshing, lightweight feel to it. And also with it being full coverage, I'm very surprised at how natural and radiant it looked. And now for these designer Gucci, Balmain, Chanel, whatever you want to call it, under eye bags that I have. I'm using the LA Girl Pro Concealer Corrector in orange to kind of correct the darkness that I have going on. I'm using just a little bit and blending it out with my fingers. As concealer, I decided to go in with the Tarte Creaseless Concealer in the shade 25S, which is light medium sand. Now, I don't like to use this concealer on a regular basis, or really ever at all. I just use it when I do really dramatic looks because it brightens really well. But other than that, it's a little bit too thick for my under eye, and at one point I did use it every day, and it created really painful and nasty milia underneath my eyes, which took forever to go away. So like I said, I only use it on occasion, and if I do, it's for a few hours only. For cream contour, I went in with the LA Girl Pro Concealer in Toast, and of course use it in the typical contouring spots, so under the cheekbones, forehead, jawline, and around the nose. To blend that out, I went in, of course, with my e.l.f. small stippling brush, which I think is amazing for cream anything. It works really well because it's dual fiber, so it doesn't absorb any product. To set, bake, and lock, see what I did there? To lock everything in, I'm using the Kat Von D Lock It Translucent Powder. For powder bronzer, I'm using the Bobbi Brown bronzer. Wow, say that 5 times fast. In medium 2. As of late, I've been really digging red tone and warm bronzers rather than neutral. So I don't use Hoola as often anymore. I've been leaning towards this Bobbi Brown one or the Black Radiance one that I used in a couple of my videos back. And of course, to get that really sharp cutthroat cheekbone, you gotta bake underneath there as well. As blush, I'm bringing out another oldie but a goodie. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Radiant Blush Kit, and I'm using the shade Terrace to use it on the apples of my cheek and bring it up back towards my temples. This one though is a new one, you know, gotta have some variety in here. This is the Morphe High Impact Highlighter in Mirage, and this is a more bronzy gold highlighter, I want to say. All the gold highlighters I have are a little bit too yellow and too light, and I wanted something a bit more bronze, and this was absolutely perfect. So again, using this on my cheekbones, my cupid's bow, chin, bridge of the nose, under the eyebrow, and in the inner corner as well. Going back to the eyes, I'm taking the Inglot gel liner again and a flat top brush, and I'm just running it along the back of my hand to coat both sides very evenly with the liner. And then I'm going to smudge that on my lower lash line about 2/3 of the way in. I don't like to bring it in all the way, only because I feel like it closes up the eye and makes it a little bit too dark. Here, I'm just doing the reverse of what I did on the lid. So I'm taking the shade Daddy, which is that forest green, almost true green color, and I'm using that to blend out the black, so again, it looks a little bit more hazy and soft. That is being followed up with a mixture of Double Edge, was it Double Edge? Sorry, Social Blade, and B to, again, create that kind of smoky effect around the eye. So to give this eye a little bit more depth, I'm lining my lower and upper waterlines with the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade 0. And you can use any black eye pencil that you have. For the lip, I really think I found one of my favorite nudes. It's really extra and you have to go the only 10 miles to achieve it, but the recipe calls for the Makeup Forever Artist Pencil in 708 Universal Earth. I really like this one because it's a brown shade that a lot of yellow girls can pull off because it's warm. It's not too cool and it's not too neutral, which I think is really pretty. Then I'm going in with Fenty Beauty's Stunna Lip Paint in the shade Unbutton. And this is going only in the center because I do want to create a nice fade. Just to bring back the color and depth that the lip liner was meant to create, I'm just lining my lips again to emphasize that fade. Lastly, with this extra lip gloss, I'm topping off the lips with the Artistry Light Up Lip Gloss in the shade Champagne. How cute is this? And the reason as to why I used this is that because it gives a very light sheen. It's not too glossy, it's not too shiny, it's just very soft. And as a final step, I am using the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist all over my face, and of course tapping everything in with a beauty blender to really marry all the colors and powders in together to create a beautiful, flawless face. And after following all of those steps, this is what your final look should look like. Ow, that was my shoulder. Oh my god, I swear my body is expiring. Anyway, as always, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and until next time, bye.